Have you ever stopped to ask whether your feline friend actually views you as their mother? It certainly sounds endearing, but beneath that affectionate connection lies something that countless pet owners fail to recognize entirely. These are the most revealing indicators of how your cat genuinely perceives you. And if you overlook them, which the vast majority do, you will never grasp just how much they have been communicating to you all this time. Let us begin with the very first signal, and it could be unfolding each and every night. 1. They fall asleep directly on top of you. Why does your cat bypass the vacant bed and instead choose to pass out right on top of your body? Pause and reflect. They have the entire sofa, that sunlit windowsill, a pricey cat bed that set you back more than it should have, and still they opt for you. A living, moving, occasionally snoring mattress. That selection communicates far more than it appears to. Sleep represents the most vulnerable state a cat can ever enter. Completely unconscious, they cannot monitor for dangers, cannot flee, cannot respond. That is precisely why animal behavior experts highlight that a cat willing to rest on you, completely exposed, is essentially declaring they believe you will protect them while they are defenseless. That confidence stems directly from the nest. Baby kittens slumber in a warm pile atop their mother, absorbing her body warmth and the steady rhythm of her breathing to remain at ease. When your cat curls up against your torso and falls asleep to the sound of your pulse, they are activating that same early programming. In that moment, you are not simply furniture, you are their mother figure. And as we move forward, keep this in mind. The instinct that compels your cat to view you as a maternal figure does not end with them. By the time we reach the final sign on this video, it reverses entirely, and you will observe your cat beginning to act like a mother toward you. We will explain why at the end. For now, simply recognize that a sleeping cat is offering you their complete trust in the most defenseless form it takes. 2. They come to examine you whenever you are not yourself. Have you noticed how your cat suddenly appears the instant you become quiet, or collapse onto the sofa feeling under the weather? You are not wandering about, not producing your typical sounds, not following your usual schedule, and within moments there they are, positioned close by, observing, making sure you are still the same person. This is not accidental, and genuine scientific evidence supports it. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University published findings in Current Biology that put cats through what is known as a secure base test, the very same assessment used on human infants, and discovered that roughly 66% of cats develop a stable attachment to their owner and rely on that person as their foundation of safety. To put it simply, your cat has quietly designated you as their anchor, the fixed reference point they use to evaluate everything around them. Here is what that translates to in your home. When you serve as their secure base, they keep a passive watch on you all day long. Your daily pattern becomes their pattern. So when that pattern breaks, when you become motionless and quiet and abnormal, something prompts them to approach and investigate. It mirrors the exact behavior a kitten displays with their mother. They roam off to investigate, then return the moment something feels out of place, purely to verify that their mother remains present and safe. That is precisely why the check-in feels so intimate. They are not simply being curious. You represent the foundation their entire sense of safety is constructed upon, and they are checking to confirm that foundation remains intact. And before we proceed, if you are starting to realize your cat may have silently claimed you as their mother, hit that like and subscribe button so we can connect with more pet owners who deserve to understand how their feline friend really sees them. 3. They wash your hair like it requires cleaning. Why does your cat lick your hand or your head with that coarse sandpaper? like tongue, as if they are attempting to bathe a tiny kitten. It is tempting to dismiss this as an amusing quirk, but it is not. That abrasive tongue is performing an action cats reserve for a very select group of individuals. This behavior is known as allogrooming, where one cat grooms another. Now here is the part that most owners never learn. Cats do not groom just anyone. They allogroom only their favored individuals, and in outdoor colonies, that group is typically restricted to close relatives such as siblings and mothers with their offspring. This is not a casual greeting. This is a family pass. So, where did your cat acquire this habit? From those very first moments after birth. A mother cat licks her kittens constantly, and that maternal grooming serves purposes beyond mere cleanliness. It promotes bonding, offers comfort, and instructs the kittens on how to groom themselves. It represents one of the earliest forms of affection a kitten ever experiences. When your cat directs that same tongue at you, they are including you within that exclusive circle. They looked at you, this large hairless being that cannot even clean itself effectively, and classified you as family anyway. In their world you are not a housemate, you are one of their own, and you clearly require the assistance. That explains why it can feel so persistent. They are not just displaying affection, they are grooming you exactly the way their own mother used to groom them, passing that care along to the one they trust more than anyone. 4. They keep their meows exclusively for you. Have you ever questioned why your cat vocalizes at you throughout the entire day, but remains utterly quiet when around other felines? Here is something practically nobody ever observes. That sound you hear hundreds of times daily is not really a form of feline communication at all. It is a human-directed language. Adult cats almost never meow at one another. They hiss, they snarl, they chirp, but that familiar meow is almost never directed toward another cat. Kittens meow to signal to their mother that they are chilly or hungry. But once they mature, cats stop meowing at other cats and reserve that vocalization exclusively for humans. The very first version of this sound was designed for one recipient in a kitten's world, their mother. Then something revealing takes place. Feral cats generally outgrow the meow and become silent, while cats raised around humans retain it throughout their lives. So your cat dropped this vocalization with every other cat on the planet and directed it at just one audience only. Consider that for a moment. Your cat took the earliest sound they ever produced for their mother, the noise created to call out to her, and preserved it for exactly one being in existence. Every meow at the doorway, every impatient demand for breakfast, every objection when you exit the room is your cat using their mother tongue, aimed directly at the one they have categorized as mom. 5. They deliver dead insects and playthings as offerings. What does it genuinely signify when your cat drops a deceased bug, a sock, or their beloved toy directly at your feet? Remember right at the beginning when I mentioned that this entire dynamic flips? By the conclusion, here it is. Every sign up until now pointed in one direction, your cat viewing you as their mother, the sleeping, the checking in, the grooming, the scent marking. All of it indicates you are their safe, warm, trusted caregiver. This final one turns the whole situation around. In the natural world, a mother cat brings captured prey to her kittens in stages. First dead, then wounded, then alive, guiding them gradually through the process of hunting and eating and surviving. It ranks among the most essential responsibilities she holds. Now, observe your own cat. They hunt something down, an insect, a toy mouse, a hair tie, whatever their environment provides, transport it back and place it at your feet. Numerous animal behaviorists interpret this as the same maternal instinct at work. In this interpretation, your cat has observed that you never appear to capture anything on your own. decided you are a beloved but utterly incompetent hunter, and started delivering lessons precisely as they would instruct a kitten. Indoor cats do this with toys and socks. Outdoor cats do it with prey. Same fundamental drive, different objects. That is the surprising reversal. To become their mother, they had to become yours. The same programming that positioned you as mum for 4 consecutive signs now redirects back toward you, and suddenly you are the kitten being cared for. To be completely honest with you, though, this teaching interpretation remains a leading hypothesis, not an established certainty. Some researchers view it more as sharing the catch with family or bringing it back to a safe location. However, every explanation arrives at the same conclusion. Your cat regards you as family worthy of providing for. Therefore, this was never a one-sided connection. Your cat sees you as their mother, and on their finest days, they try to mother you in return.